Welcome to this edition of the Desert Vision. I'm Army Sergeant Angie Lorden.
And I'm Army Sergeant Jessica Forrester.
U.S. Arson scored high marks last week when the most lethal field artillery unit in the Army qualified on their mobile weapon system. Our own Sergeant Jessica Forrester was there.
Soldiers from the 1st Battalion 94th Field Artillery Regiment fired the final round of their deployment on October 4th. Known as the most lethal field artillery unit in the Army, the 194 qualified their High Mobility Artillery Rocket System, or HIMARS, before returning home to Joint Base Lewis McChord.
Well, we're wrapping up our entire deployment. We're coming down here inside a month left, and what we did today was a live fire qualification. And what that'll do is, although these guys have been excellent at their mission for the 9 months we've been here, this keeps them qualified to continue being able to be deployable for the next 6 months.
One round, Mike 28. At my command.
Specialist Austin Ketcherside, a fires directions specialist, talked about the qualifications and the pressure of having one very special observer present.
So we shot 18 rockets today. It went smooth, very smooth. We had the general come out and he came and shot 2, jumped in a launcher, had fun with it. At first I was kind of nervous, but it was good. I was glad to have a general come out and acknowledge what we do and like how we operate here. It was great.
From Udari Range, I'm Army Sergeant Jessica Forrester. Sergeant Lorden, did you know that the Army has ships?
Actually, I have heard that, I think.
Yeah, recently we had soldiers from the 411th Transportation Detachment hit the water for a little target practice. Army Staff Sergeant Lloyd Harger was on board the logistics support vessel, the Major General Charles P. Gross, for the action.
All head slow.
The crew of the logistics support vessel, Major General Charles P. Gross, took to the open water recently to hone their gunnery skills at waterborne targets. Third mate of the vessel, Chief Warrant Officer 2, Kevin Toomey, says that experiences like this are essential for the crew.
Just getting the crew familiar with all our crew served weapons and our battle drills in case we do encounter any enemy forces out on the water, to make sure that everybody's comfortable with their weapons, they know how to use them, and the weapons function properly. So we have 4 50 cals, 2 Mark 19s, and then 4 stations for M249s.
PFC Robin Davis, a culinary specialist on board, feels that training of this type is not only beneficial, but also fun.
It was pretty interesting. That's my first time firing it. Had a little difficulty. My thumbs wouldn't reach the trigger, but it was fun. I wish we could have shot the weapon a little bit more, but other than that, it was good. This is my second time in a year that I've been able to shoot the machine guns. First time I shot the 50 cal, and this is, like I said, my first time shooting the Mark 19.
Doing this range today actually helps these soldiers fire the weapons that they probably won't get a chance to fire within a regular line unit. Everybody has to be cross-trained on each weapon, from the Limas, which are the engineers, the mechanics on the vessels, all the way down to the cooks on the vessel, because there's only 31 of us out here, and each one of us have to know how to have that other person's back if the situation calls for it. This is one of the best jobs in the Army. A lot of people don't know about it, but we are a unique skill set. I love it.
From the deck of the Major General Charles P. Gross, I'm Army Staff Sergeant Lloyd Harger.
We'll be right back with more Desert Vision right after this.
I'm Lieutenant General Mike Garrett, Commanding General, United States Army Central.
And I'm Sergeant Matthew Pasquale, and I plan to exercise my right to vote in this year's elections.
Leaders, ensure your soldiers, civilians, and family members have every opportunity to properly register and cast their ballot in accordance with their home state regulations.
For more information on how to register to vote in your state, visit www.fvap.gov.
Send your vote home.
I certainly don't have all the answers, so I really do value what others have to say, and it helps me to better inform the commander. So really the big thing is every soldier here does on a daily basis something that impacts global security. Everything you do directly contributes to a successful mission, you know, and that's a pretty big deal. I want every soldier to understand, no matter what they're doing, they play a key part in that role. If I had one message to every soldier, it would be to try and make yourself better every day, whether that's physically, mentally, emotionally, whatever it is. You know, this is a very complex, very challenging place to work, and I understand that. But what we do is so important that I really ask everyone to kind of look hard at themselves. Taking the time to really think about where you're weak or where you're weaker, and making those improvements every day to really give your best. I think that's all I could ask of any soldier, really.
When you, who rule the battle, look out upon the field with pride, in the knowledge that you've acted as a shield by protecting your fellow soldier wherever sexual assault and harassment were near, and because of your dedication and courage, you intervene, act, and motivate whenever the need is clear, so stand tall in knowing that you've earned the right to say, I am strong.
National Hispanic Heritage Month was established in 1988 as a 30-day commemoration, September 15th through October 15th. In recognition of this month, service members and civilians at Camp Arif John Kuwait held a celebration. Army Staff Sergeant Lloyd Harger brings us more.
On October 1st, Camp Arif John Kuwait held the 2016 Hispanic Heritage Month observance.
Today was a combined effort from equal opportunity leaders and equal opportunity advisors here at Camp Arif John. It was an event set up by the 1st TSC in honor of Hispanic Heritage Month. So it was a day of celebration. It was a great successful event. We had a dance demonstration in which the crowd loved it. So we had various distinguished visitors. Major General Hickman and General Hackett showed up. So it's very good to see different people from the Arif John community and soldiers and civilians coming together to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month.
Started in 1968 as Hispanic Heritage Week, the observance was expanded by President Ronald Reagan 20 years later to cover a 30-day period, September 15th through October 15th. One of the event organizers, Staff Sergeant Beatriz Sanchez, feels that the celebration was a huge hit.
Yeah, we got a lot of positive feedback. They interacted well with our discussion panel members as well as their walkthrough with our observance tables. I think it's important that we have events like this because it brings the positive side of the culture opposed to some of the negative stereotypes. So we're kind of teaching our peers and it brings awareness.
From Camp Arif John Kuwait, I'm Army Staff Sergeant Lloyd Harger.
Events like this are a great reminder of how diverse the world really is, and more than just that, it's about the people. One of those people is Captain Jose Garcia. Captain Garcia is a battle captain here at Camp Arif John, but not just that, he's also a Hispanic American. Let's watch.
Hola, mi nombre es Capitán José García y estamos celebrando el mes de la herencia latina. I actually serve and volunteer as a DJ for the Latin night here at Camp Arif John. I've been doing that since March of 2016. And I'll be doing it till the end of my tour. I was able to gather a group of people so that the tradition here in Camp Arif John continues. It's important to teach people about different cultures, and it's also a way for soldiers to wind down after work and kind of like go back and be remembered of their roots. Or for a soldier that wants to learn, it's open to anybody. It's not just open to persons of Latino backgrounds or Hispanic heritage. Is open to everyone so that they can learn and enjoy and have a good, safe time while here in Camp Arif John. It's not a one-dimensional army, it's multicultural. So the more we educate everyone about it, the more appreciation we have. I was born in the Dominican Republic and I came to the United States at the age of 6 years old. My mom immigrated to New York City. She came to the U.S. in search of the American dream. I am proud to be Hispanic because we come from multiple different backgrounds. Although there are over 20 Latin American countries with Hispanic heritage, we all are different. We all have different color skins, different dialects, different cultures, and that's what makes us unique. That although we are Hispanics, not every Hispanic culture is actually the same. I feel proud that the Army is doing programs like the EO program and the observances for the months. I like to educate people about all different types of cultures so that they could appreciate their past in order to make a better future.
The German Armed Forces Proficiency Badge is a coveted award. Recently at Camp Arif John Kuwait, 65 soldiers earned theirs. Sergeant First Class Raul Tirado gives us an in-depth look at what it took to earn the GAFB.
It was a challenge, including getting up at 03 around there most mornings and getting out and working hard for 4 days in a row. Just really, our bodies were exhausted afterwards. It was a challenge to push a body.
They helped each other throughout the whole event. They cheered at each other, and that was very nice. And yeah, I think it was completely right to give the opportunity to the soldiers in Kuwait to compete for that badge, and they did very well.
I did do the swim a couple times before the actual event because I'd heard that made or broke a lot of people out here. So I finished well under the time, took a lot of the stress out, and it wasn't nearly as hard as the previous 2 times I had done it were. So
there's so many events that make up the GAFB. I think that an individual soldier is probably not going to be an expert at all the events. So I think it's really good to kind of stretch the soldiers to do something that maybe they wouldn't normally do, and that takes a lot of mental fortitude and just perseverance to try something you're not necessarily great at.
Keep going, keep going. Come on, keep going, keep going, keep going. I'm Murray. You got it. Good job, Nevin. Keep going. Go, Nevin. Go, Nevin.
You know, I don't do a whole lot of swimming or shuttle runs in general when I'm doing PT, but I do keep a pretty good running base. So I enjoy running, and I have a decent cardiovascular fitness level in general.
From the beginning it was hard, and of course pushing a ruck march all the way through the end was tough, and keeping on pace and making sure we're jogging every now and then. It was a really physically challenging and mentally challenging ruck march. But really it was doing it together with some buddies we'd made throughout the GAFB. It was a teamwork event.
It's not easy. I have the impression what I see so far and what I anticipate what's going to happen with the marksmanship today, that'll be good, and I think we have many gold badges.
I feel proud. I worked hard for it. I appreciate our German forces putting it on for us and making it something that we can be proud of.
That should do it for this edition of the Desert Vision.
For these stories and more, check out our Facebook page at facebook.com/US Army Central.
Or our YouTube channel at youtube.com/US Army Central. I'm Army Sergeant Angie Lorden.
And I'm Army Sergeant Jessica Forrester.
Until next time,
thanks for watching.